All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Kublik in the morning. It is 9 a.m. Tuesday, August 25th, right here on Jocks. Watch us online on YouTube. Just search Jocks 945, and you can check out the show each and every day. Tell your home smart speaker to enable the Jock skill, and you can listen that way. We mentioned a Big Ten rule that has now been laid down to not allow players that have declared for the NFL draft, not withdrawn, appeared on an NFL roster, or signed a contract with a pro league. They now cannot be on a Big Ten roster. I think the only question here, Greg, is with the statement the SEC released yesterday, I know they're set to meet today. The presidents are going to meet in Birmingham today. Maybe they wanted to get that meeting out of the way first before they announce something similar, but have to think that the SEC is going to follow suit here.
I would be surprised if they didn't. They should. I mean, that's the ultimately the only thing that they can do. Ultimately, the only thing that can happen here, essentially, is that the SEC steps up and says, nope, we're not doing this. We're not allowing this. That's what the Big Ten did. I think the SEC will follow suit. They should. Like, it's just, it's not right. And I don't know what that means for litigation. I don't know what that means for the future issues, but the SEC could withhold finances in some cases. Like, there's things that the SEC could do to not allow this to happen. So it'll be interesting, and it will certainly factor in.
All right, so now Ross Dellinger is reporting that the SEC presidents are expected to direct ADs against accepting pro players under threat of penalty. Per bylaws, Greg Sankey and or presidents hold authority to deem a player ineligible, fine, suspend coaches, etc. So there you go, Greg, with your potential punishments that could be coming out.
Are you good with it? Because I think if you want to find coaches, that's probably a pretty good place to start.
Or just find the schools, yeah. And then also, the ACC, per Ross Dellinger, expected to also consider a pro player ban soon, sources are telling Yahoo Sports.
I'm good with all of it. I guess I just wonder what's taking so long. Let's get it done.
Yeah. An hour ago, Ross Dellinger reported NCAA executives and conference commissioners continue to meet in an effort to find solutions to the eligibility debacle, issue a blanket waiver, settle with certain plaintiff attorneys, etc., create conference-only rules. Then conferences have been exploring the idea of creating league-only rules banning pro players, something that the SEC is expected to consider during this week's meeting. And, of course, the Big Ten has already announced today they're going to do that. So, boy, that would be wild if one league did and another league did not, and then said players had a non-conference against the league that did not. You realize if one of those teams were to go win one of those games heavily due to one of those players, you know, Xavier Harris has 5 tackles for loss against Louisville, or that's Ole Miss. So against Clemson in the ACC, and the ACC bans these NFL players from coming back.
Yeah.
You're going to have outrage from a lot of different areas of college football, by the way.
Come on,
and rightfully so, for a lot of reasons. If that were to take place, and that were to be the case, so my hope would be that whatever it is, that the conference commissioners can kind of come together on it to be able to figure it out, where we don't have multiple Power 4 conferences going different directions with how they're going to manage this.
Yeah. And I don't know about you. Like, answer me this. I think if they all just go in it together, it's just so much cleaner. Like, it's so much cleaner. Now, I'm not, like, to me, that's what's been so challenging about all the things that have gone on in college football in the last couple of years, is because the rules in Louisiana are different than the rules in Kentucky, and the rules in Florida are different than the rules in Texas, and the rules in California are different than the rules in Ohio. It's like, can we just have some type of overarching, like, the conferences at their core hold the power. Like, they still hold the power. Like, is the SEC legitimately scared about the LSU Tigers saying, yeah, we're not playing SEC football anymore? Like, I don't think that's a real fear right now. Like, we're going to go independent. Like, is that a fear? Like, what's the retribution? Like, is LSU all of a sudden going to just abandon its ties with the SEC because the SEC ruled that you can't play pro players? I guess what's the downside? Like, okay, you get sued. Fine. Then you tell LSU that the lawsuit that the SEC is going to have to potentially pay money towards it's just coming out of the check that LSU is hoping to get from the league. Like, hey, guess what? I run a company. I have 16 different investors. I'm hoping to get a return, but a big lawsuit takes a huge chunk out of that return. It's going to cost LSU 1/16 of whatever prorated amount that was. So you're cutting your nose out to spite your face. So I just want cooler heads to prevail and for a decision to be made and for the conference to actually hold some of these teams accountable, because the conferences has really protected the teams for a long time. But now it's starting to get to the point where it's ridiculous. Like, let's do something about this.
It's getting to be a little bit out of control. And obviously, situationally, when you look at the conferences being able to all go in the same direction, feels like it would make sense. And this is something that the leagues can do. Now, legally, I think you still have to ask a question or two of, all right, is it going to hold up? Is it going to be problematic? Are you going to be, is it going to be something that you face more legal action in court? I honestly don't know that. It doesn't feel like it, but I'd be really interested to see what some of the individual schools did if they had already decided to go this direction, just say LSU. I mean, because this would take – will this not take a Texas offensive lineman off the table now?
Yeah.
That they've already added back to the roster?
Yeah, I would think so.
I mean, Cole Hudson's got to go, right? If the SEC passes this rule?
I believe so.
I mean, he signed a contract. He was in camp. So, some of these guys that have already done this or are trying to do this, and I understand, like I heard Sark yesterday saying, well, he's already been with us and he was here. It's like, all right, but wild times are still coming because you've got these TROs from these lawyers in these states, yet you're going to have a league try to pass rules on these guys not being able to come in and play college football for you. I don't know exactly where that goes. I don't know exactly what you look at next from that, but there will be lawyers, as has been said before. I don't think that there's any doubt about that.
That's for sure. I can promise you that. There will be lawyers. There's no denying the possibility of lawyers getting involved and them getting their piece of the pie. That's going to happen. The question is they all want governance. All these schools want rules, and yet they don't want to abide by the rules. And that's why Sankey's frustration came out the other day by saying, like, in order to be governed, you must want to be governed. And I just think that at some point, though, the leagues have to hold their member institutions accountable. At some point, it's like, the SEC desperately wants to win a national championship for sure. Of course they do. They don't like the fact that the Big Ten has won 3 straight titles. But at some point, it's like, come on, guys. Like, let's do this the right way. And the way that they're approaching it right now, I just don't know if it's doing the right way.
Yep.
And how much does it help your team? How much does it help your team by having, I don't know, maybe having a guy for 5 weeks and then this court order stops him from playing and then he's out for 3 weeks and maybe he comes back at the end? Like, is that good? Having uncertainty, is that good? I don't think so either.
No, it's not. And we got to find a way to circumvent the lawyers. We've got to find a way to get past things legally. It's been the biggest problem for a long time. We have said it for a long time. What is my response to almost all these solutions and ideas that people bring to the table, that callers and people who tweet into the show? You've heard me say it 100 times. Lawsuit. Okay, cool, but you're going to get sued. Great, but lawsuit. I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, you're going to get sued, and until there's a way around that, then I I think you still have to at least ask the question. You still have to at least wonder, is that going to be a problem? Are the lawyers going to be able to circumvent this? Is it going to hold up in court? And that's just what we don't know the answer to that. We have no idea how that's going to take place. Is that going to take place? But either way, we do have football this weekend. That's the best news of all, is that we have live tackle college football on our TVs this weekend. We need to begin to dive into some of the games and have conversations about what we're going to get this upcoming weekend. We will do that in just a few moments. First, Greg, I need you to tell our listeners about Polar Bear Services.
Well, Polar Bear Services has been coming out to the house for me for a really long time and have helped me in a million different ways. I've always appreciated the professionalism that Wes and the guys show up with. They do a great job of taking great care of us, and I've always been appreciative of the professionalism and the amount of ways they can help me. Like, that's one thing I love, is that I know that every single time I go and call Polar Bear Services, I'm say, hey, Weston, can you help me with this? They're like, yep, we can help you with that. Whether it's electrical, plumbing, of course, your HVAC system, where they do a great job. Just always very appreciative of how they've handled everything. And I know that that will continue for you guys as well. I've had them out for electrical recently. I've had them out for plumbing, and they obviously do an amazing job with your HVAC system. So as we're starting to cool off, and we're not there yet, but we got some time, when the cool weather comes, make sure your system's ready and up to the test. So remember, if you have problems with your electrical, plumbing, heat, or air, just pick up the phone and call the Bear. It's 205-497-BEAR. It's 497-BEAR.
All right, this weekend, week 0. Keep in mind, Thursday, you got 22 FCS games. Friday, you have 6 FCS games. But Saturday, 11 a.m. on ESPN, you're going to get UNC and TCU. Greg, you and I brought up TCU a couple of weeks ago just as a very sleepy team right now in the Big 12. There has not been a lot of conversation. There have not been a lot of people that are talking about TCU at all. And it's a team that when you really dive into them, they could be kind of dangerous. I mean, this could be a team that surprises some folks in a league that's going to be very different, that's going to have some teams, I think, kind of moving up, some teams kind of moving down. There's teams that you feel a little bit better about that I don't. I feel a little bit better about than you don't. But not a lot of people are going around trying to convince you that TCU is going to make a lot of noise. They have the majority of their offensive line back. Jaden Craig is a big physical QB that has the ability to push the ball down the field. He can deliver it quickly. Jeremy Payne back at running back. You go and get Jeremy Scott out of the portal at wide receiver, who had 417 yards, 4 touchdowns at South Alabama last year. Big physical target. So offensively, we know what they're capable of. We know what they can do. You go get a little bit of a different offensive mind to come in and mix match it with. And then obviously we know what the defense has been capable of, and you pretty much have everybody back. So, I mean, what are you looking at to maybe try to learn about this group against a North Carolina team that probably has as many questions as any team in the Power 4 when we get going early Saturday morning?
Well, I'll say this. I think TCU is one of the more interesting storylines because a lot of people think that while they lost their OC, they lose their quarterback, there is some turnover off last year's team. That was a team that quietly won a lot of games last year. And everyone's trying to find that, all right, if not BYU and Texas Tech, who's the team in the Big 12 that you like? And everyone's looking for one. Some people are on Kansas State. Some people are on TCU. Some people are on Houston. I think there's reasons to support any of those. But I don't know, man. I look at TCU, and I think quarterback with how they run things is really interesting. They also went and brought in the UConn offensive coordinator, Samus.
Yep.
And if you look at UConn over the last couple of years, they are the complete opposite of TCU from an offensive identity standpoint. Run the ball, control the ball, no turnovers. Whereas TCU is high-flying offense, let's push it down the field, create big plays. So what does the offense look like? I mean, I don't know anything about how this offense is going to look, and is it more Sonny Dykes or is it more Samus? I don't know.
It's going to be interesting to see because we don't know exactly where that offense is going to go, what that offense is going to look like. 2 o'clock on NBC, we're going to get San Jose State at USC. Obviously, USC, we're excited to see the defense continue to maybe take some strides. They did take a little bit of a hit. Ja'Kalen Stewart is going to miss the first few games of the season. He's got a foot injury, high-profile, 5-star defensive lineman, but that's a deep defensive line that a lot of people expect to be better than it was even a year ago. And obviously, we know what they have at quarterback. And the offense should be fine. Don't know all what we're going to get against San Jose State. That's a team that's actually played them tight a couple of times over the last couple of years. But interesting just to see, like, out of the gate. All right, week 0, what does USC look like? Do they appear to be a team that can push for a college football playoff spot?
I think they are. I mean, I'm on them this year. I like them. Where are you at with them?
I think they have a chance. I've got them sort of on the fence right now. I think they're a team that could. I'm not all in on the.
Do you buy this whole, hey, they're bigger, thicker, and look better looking off the bus?
Yeah, there you go. And just overall how we play defense. Like, okay,
yeah.
A stride or two is one thing. Like, trying to convince me that the DNA has been completely rewired, I'll wait to make a determination on that one. But if your offense is rolling the way we know it can roll, and there are not a boatload of those offenses inside of your conference play, does the defense need to be a completely different creature? It may just need to be a step or two ahead of what it has been. So, yeah, I think you and I are headed down the same path here of, do you really like doing some of the dirty work now? Are you really physically different, mentally and physically, by the way, like emotionally? Are you that just different? I want to see it. And listen, San Jose State's going to come out ready to play. Like, that's a big one for them. We've seen them early in seasons kind of scare people before. I'm anxious to see just what USC looks like right out of the gate. Because there's a few times we've seen them in week 1s where a lot of people have been very wowed and hadn't played out that way. But I'm with you. I kind of want to see if some of those things that are supposed to be different appear to be very different.
And I think that's something you can figure out regardless of how they play, execute, all of their stuff. Like, just look at the bodies. Like, it'll be pretty easy to compare last year to this year if you just look at the bodies.
Yep.
And I don't need to see the roster, the height, weight of all these guys. Apparently, you listen to Chris Peterson, you listen to other people that are knowledgeable on what SC looks like that have watched practice, and not many have, by the way, because they keep a very closed-up shop over there. Not a lot of people have, but a lot of people have cited they look different. Like, they look like the SC of old, which, look, looking great is awesome. I mean, I know a lot of guys that look good.
Hey, this is where look how big started.
Hey,
look how big started with Damian Mama playing against Alabama in the opener. That's literally where the whole thing began. And Bama was in trouble because Damian Mama was 498 pounds. And what was Bama going to do when he and some other guy they had that was 380, and they weren't going to be able to handle him? And they got run off the field in the first quarter. So, yeah, we've seen this play before. We've been to this movie.
Absolutely we have. Ooh, the conference is issuing a statement. The SEC is officially issuing a statement.
All right. We will read you that, get you the details on it when we return next right here on Jocks. All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Kulik in the morning, 10:22 a.m., Tuesday, August 25th, right here on Jocks. Quickly, we have had a lot of conversations over the last few weeks about uniforms. I'm not sure you guys have seen these rivalry uniforms in the NFL.
How are they doing for you? Anything?
What are we doing? What
You're
are we
not
doing?
up on it.
What are we doing?
Come on. The biggest problem with the NFL is like they play each other 2, maybe 3 times a year. Like they want to capture the rivalry audience like we have in college football. I understand that, but like you can't just make something happen. Like yes, the Cowboys hate the people in their division. Sure. But like is it the same level of animosity as Ohio State, Michigan, or Alabama, Auburn? No. It's just not.
I know we lost the Stallions, but when we played the Gamblers in the Double Down Derby, like I know they forced the rivalry, but there was hate there.
There was.
It was
because
real.
they told us there had to be.
Exactly.
They
Correct.
told us that it was 1. They told us it was a rivalry. 2. They told us we hated each other.
And immediately,
I had never
yes.
been able to find hate for Houston in my heart before that, but then I immediately was able to find it.
Yep.
Right at that moment,
At that
I said,
moment.
I hate Houston, Texas. Slim
Correct.
Thug, all y'all. UGK, hate y'all.
Chameleon.
Clyde Drexler, hate you.
I've
Paul
always
Wall, hate you.
felt like Houston and Birmingham had a real natural rivalry.
you better believe it.
How could we
How
not?
could we?
Had the Astrodome, supposed to get a dome. Like, it works. Oil, iron, it's all the same.
It's all the same.
It's all the same.
It's built off jealousy
Commodities.
is what it
It's
is.
commodities.
That's
all
it.
it is.
That's
Just
all.
commodity
It's a
markets.
commodity hatred rivalry. Yes.
Yep.
100%.
That's us.
So, Cougars, Stallions, hate them, you know. And now it's just, you know what? I've never lost hatred so quickly in my life.
Really?
I'm
Now
with
it's
you.
just vanished.
It vanished.
I have no hatred for Houston anymore. None. I love Houston. I just got it right back. Like Altuve, Nolan Ryan, C.J. Stroud. Love you guys. I'm right
Love
back
'em.
in.
You're back?
Jabari Smith. They're my guys. These are my guys.
Love
Like
that.
they're almost our. They're not our adopted sons like Tulsa this year, but they're our adopted cousins, and we'll just take them right back in.
I've thought the same
take
thing
'em
for
right
a
back
while.
in.
I'm glad you see it the same way.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the next football league to help us determine who we're going to hate next. But it can't be Houston anymore because I don't even know what they're talking about. Those aren't even entities. Those aren't even things for us to find hate in them. But yeah, these
Nope.
NFL rivalry uniforms are gross. That,
You're down on them.
a little bit, yeah, just a smidge. Yeah,
They're pretty
like
rough.
color rush is one thing, alternate helmets is one thing. Making up uniforms, nah, I'm not in on that.
So I'm guessing you're not a big fan of these new Titans uniforms.
Like the ones that they've been wearing, the new baby blues.
I mean, those are
Which
fine.
Greg
but
would say
just,
y'all can't win a Super Bowl now. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know if you knew that or not, but that's
well,
the
just
thing.
we just dropped some neon lights uniforms.
Yeah.
And
So you're going to buy it?
it's not. Listen, I'm a diehard Titans fan. It's not really the best look for us.
You're not there yet?
Nah,
It's not.
it's not. I'm not really feeling this one, man.
No.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. I'm
not-
I'm
I was
not.
a little worried about that. I thought you might spend your hard-earned money
No.
on buying that. And I was a little disappointed.
No,
He got
not-
burned with the other jerseys that he's bought for them in the past.
Not feeling this one, man. Not feeling this one.
You're out.
Nah.
All right. Good to know.
What's the most consistent? I think I know the answer to this. Titans jersey that one could have purchased that would have held like over the last 5 years. Jeffrey Simmons, probably.
That's about it.
Probably.
I mean,
In all
Detroit
seriousness,
looks
yeah,
like
like-
they stole the Carolina Panthers uniforms. Like they're going to borrow them. I guess is this the Bears or Syracuse? Which one?
Some of them are. I'm looking at. I'm not sure I found one I like yet.
Green Bay looks like Bethune-Cookman.
There's usually one that you can point to. It's like this ain't bad.
No, not these. The Vikings, honestly, that looks like the EFA.
You love the EFA.
It's like the Paris Musketeers. Right there.
Paris Musketeers. Is that a Birmingham rival?
Nah.
No, they didn't tell us.
Nah.
Ah,
The Jags that looks like Spain Park.
It does.
The Titans is just terrible. Man.
It's not good.
It's not even the
None
color
of them are
scheme.
good.
Where'd they get those numbers from? Like Jackie Moon?
I don't know, man.
Man, you're down on everything right now.
No, I'm just down on these jerseys.
They're tough. I'm not
What
going
is
to
the-
say it's not.
What is the white with the neon? Oh, that's the Texans. No, well, I might hate Houston again because that's terrible.
Again, you shouldn't have stopped.
Electric blue for, I mean,
We're running out of
I guess
ideas.
we got to find ways to generate more revenue so people can go buy these jerseys.
They're not great looking.
They're not.
No,
They are not
and it's
great looking.
I think the most ass backwards part of this is that we're selling these as rivalry jerseys, and the reason that they're rivalries is because of history, and historically these are not the jerseys that they wore in the games that made them rivalries. So maybe Green Bay, I've never seen that before. Maybe Green Bay wore that in 1890. I don't know. You know, maybe the Bears wore that in 1902, and I just hadn't seen it yet. But like I know the Jags haven't worn that.
No.
Because I was alive when the Jags created their whole franchise, and that thing was never around. I know the Titans hadn't worn that before. What are our historic moments that took place in that jersey that we're trying to relive?
Not
In
sure.
all seriousness, where is there's got to be one that you like.
There isn't.
There has to be one. What's the best one?
Ugh, and then the Jaguars
The
have their
Bears?
teal helmet with the gold face. That's terrible.
The Bears is the best. Only because of whatever they're doing with that number is kind of cool. I don't know what that is. Is that like Knights of the Round Table number 4 or something? I don't know what you call that. It looks like 4E, honestly. Like they stole that from some company named 4E, and they're going to use it.
Fair. The only one that looks consistent is probably the Bears. Like it looks like a Bears uniform. Like the Packers do not look like a Packers uniform. The Texans look more like the Dolphins. The Colts and the Lions are basically just gray. The Jaguars are
Bad.
fine.
They're bad.
I
The
will
Vikings,
say this about
the Vikings look like the Ravens.
100%.
It's just that's what I'm struggling with. It's like I feel like while I appreciate the effort to recreate something kind of fun and like have some new jerseys, like I'm fine with that. It's the NFL. Like like the product itself, I'm always for having a little juice, a little energy around it. I have no problem with that. What I have a hard time with though is when you start looking like other teams. Like the Vikings looking
decide
like
if I
the
like the
Ravens
Lions helmet
is a
or not.
problem.
Do we like the Lions helmet? I can't decide, honestly. I will tell you this, though. Bears helmet, that's strong. If you're going to one off that helmet, either go navy with just the white C, but that orange with the blue C, that's actually a good look. I'm okay with that one. Lions helmet, I can't decide yet.
Yeah, it's
that's either
not-
really cool or really bad.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but it also ain't great. But the Jags
Yeah.
are terrible.
Packers helmet's not bad. Yeah. I mean, I'm
Problem is
kinda
I got to
with Greg
watch all
here.
the
I'm
dang
trying to-
videos. I don't want to watch the videos. Just show me pictures.
Yeah, the Vikings is
That's the Ravens.
It's a lot, I feel like.
it's the
Yeah.
Ravens.
It looks like the Ravens.
If you haven't seen any of these, they're all on social media. They've all shared them all. Yeah, the Vikings looks like the Ravens.
I mean, that's the problem. They just look just like the Ravens. The funny
Can
thing
the
to me
Texans win in
about
these uniforms?
No.
what's that?
Can the Texans win in these uniforms? Because they're
No,
Mm-mm.
white and powder blue.
zero shot. But
Here's
what
the
I
problem
think
with
is
the Texans uniform. If you just saw Drake just released their new uniforms. They are this. SMU did this exact uniform like a couple years ago. Like this exact uniform has been done. SMU did this when they did like the throwback to the Eric Dickerson, Craig James. And then Drake just did this a week ago. Literally. It looks almost exactly the same. It's been done. Sorry.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I think it's.
And
a bit
I'm
of
gonna go no I'm gonna go no on a blue Colts helmet. No.
You're out on that.
No, that's not a good look. No.
Yeah.
The whole Colts uniform's bad. I don't know if y'all seen this. The little stripes on the jersey. It's Duke. They stole Duke's uniform.
That is very yes.
You think that's what they were thinking when they put it together?
But yeah, because they got Daniel Jones.
Everyone's going to think we're Duke.
That's good.
Maybe we can get Duke Daniel Jones if we change
If
our
we
uniforms
change
to this. That's what they thought.
Yep.
Now,
I'm
next
sure
year, they're
that's
going
exactly
gator
what they
skin
thought.
Colts uniforms to try to get the good Anthony Richardson back.
Yep.
Dude, you can't look at those Colts uniforms and tell me those are good. You can be
No.
a diehard Colts fan. You can't look at those and tell me, oh, yeah, that's the way. That's
There's not
the
many
one.
that are good. The thing about it
Here's
that's
the problem.
funny
The Jags
is
have never had a good uniform, so it doesn't matter what they change it
their
to. It's not
first
gonna look good.
uniforms were their best uniforms.
You're stupid.
Like the Mark Brunell 1997
They
uniforms.
didn't look good. They didn't. They might look better than the other ones, but they didn't. They weren't good.
I'm
They've
not saying
never
they
been
look good. That was their best uniform ever, though. Like the originals were the best ones.
You didn't like the bowling ball two-tone paint job on the helmet?
I was just confused by it.
Yeah, this Titans look is not.
It's not it.
No.
Like it's better than the Jags, but I mean we're both fighting for last place.
The Titans have the worst unis in sports.
Whoa, whoa,
So, like,
whoa. Hold on.
Wow.
They
Hold
are.
on a
They're-
second.
Hold on.
They're not good. They're the worst unis in the NFL.
Bro, you played at the Jets.
I'll go Jags. I'll go Jags.
No, I don't know, dude.
And I'm going to tell you this: somebody who desperately needs an update, who's knocking on the door of the worst uniforms in the NFL, are the Carolina Panthers. They need an update in a bad way.
They just need a refresh. I don't disagree with you.
Yes, it's awful. It's dated, and it was never great to begin with. They need something. They needed to be included in this because they might have gotten lucky and gotten better. Never know.
That's some new
I don't
threads.
Feasible. right,
Collectively,
enough
though,
uniforms.
is the AFC South the worst?
Yes, because it has the Colts and the Titans.
Oh my
Colts,
gosh.
Titans, and Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Three tough
Bad.
Bad. uniform. And Texans.
Yes.
Worst uniform division by far.
When did
No
we start
doubt.
calling Jacksonville Bold City?
Never heard of such.
I didn't know that was a real thing.
Because when I think LA, I think Bolt City.
Okay. All right, enough on uniforms. When we come back, we'll talk some Georgia Tech. Obviously, a couple big games early for Brent Key's group. Fletcher Page with us on how camp has looked next, right here on Jocks. All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Kublik in the morning. Quickly, speaking of uniforms, as we did in our previous segment, of all the mishaps in the NFL, Mississippi State got it right, announcing the interlocked MSU will be on their helmets again this year, at least for select games. That is the way for Mississippi State. No white helmet with giant silver bulldog face on the side. Now, if you want to go with the script state, I also like that one. I actually liked the old little rocket ship they had on there one time, which was kind of cool for a one-off. But this is the one. This is the helmet that they need to be wearing. So,
Well,
that
I'm good with that.
is-
But what would you say about the script state on the side? That
yeah,
looks pretty good.
I just
for an
said I
alternate.
like that one. I'm cool with
Yeah.
that. Very cool with that one. That one can go. Kind of like Kanty. We're okay with that as well.
Yeah, Canty can fix it. Cantey can fix it. And you can find out all you need to know by going to canfixit.com. They do a great job. And one thing that I think's tough is here in Alabama, you have a lot of challenges with the soil. The clay in our soil will expand and contract. In some cases, it's really challenging on the cement and the concrete that we have under our home. It's really hard on driveways. It's really hard on walkways. So if you're noticing cracks in your walkways, if you're noticing cracks in the foundation, maybe you're noticing just some issues with your driveway. Well, they have a poly-level solution that can actually fix it. They're also terrific when it comes to basement waterproofing. So if you're seeing some of these issues around your home, get it taken care of before it becomes a massive problem. Kanty Foundation specialists offer free inspections and estimates, and their work is backed by lifetime transferable warranties. So call them today at 205-509-3991 or go online, Kanty, Cantey, can fix it. That's Kanty, canfixit.com.
All right, let's welcome in Fletcher Page to discuss Georgia Tech and kind of where that has been under Brent Key in this offseason and in this fall camp. Fletcher, I hear great things about Alberto Mendoza, a quarterback, that he has shined so far through fall camp. What have you heard? What have you seen from the other Mendoza there in Atlanta?
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for having me. Yeah, I've kind of gotten thrown in the deep end. I started on the beat last week, but really quickly, Alberto Mendoza he's asserted himself. He's going to be the starter. Everybody around here seems to love him. Chris Winkie said he's one of the smartest quarterbacks he's ever been around. Already talks like an NFL quarterback. Yes, Alberto and Fernando talk on the phone all the time, and I think with George Godsey coming in as offensive coordinator, it's more of a pro-style offense, maybe compared to what they ran with Haynes King. There's still going to be some of those elements, but it seems to fit sort of the way Alberto ticks. He's super smart. Just when you're around him and hearing him talk, I mean, he's definitely at least computing and thinking with a standard that I believe has been put in front of him by his brother. And I think he's ready to he's had to hear a lot about Fernando. He's come down here to Atlanta and he has heard a lot about Haynes King. And I think he's ready to just kind of be himself and be Alberto Mendoza.
So how is his skill set different from that of his brother? Because from what I was told by the NESF, he's a really good runner, accuracy, maybe a little bit up in the air, but his legs kind of feed the beast. So what exactly have you seen from him from a skill set standpoint when we've all seen what his brother's capable of?
I think that's fair. He's about 3 inches shorter than Fernando, so I can't say now. I've been to about 4 practices. I can't say that you automatically see NFL prototype arm strength, and he does. I mean, he is shorter. I think his legs are going to be a weapon. The only thing is he's following behind Haynes King, who's been one of the most prolific rushing quarterbacks in college football. So I don't think he's going to be Haynes King rushing the football. I think, and we've got to see this, in a game. And actually be able to say this with authority. I think his strength right now is his mind. He's super cerebral, and he's already sort of advanced to where he's not just trying to call the play and get everybody, where they need to be. He's already thinking through how plays can be successful. So where I see Georgia Tech's offense really being strong, they're going to run the ball. If things are going the way that they want them to, they're going to run the ball a lot more than they throw it. I don't know that Alberto is going to have, just crazy stats, at least throwing the ball. But if things are going well, he's going to be getting them in the right situations. and they're going to run the ball a lot. So I think that Alberto's strength set is complemented by what Georgia Tech's identity is and by what George Godsey's going to call.
Running back obviously got a big bolus with Justice Haynes coming in, but how do you view that room all together for this Georgia Tech offense this upcoming season?
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw the latest over-under on their win total this year at FanDuel is 6.5. I think Georgia Tech's going to be a really tough out for almost everybody they play because of their running backs and because of what they're going to want to do offensively in terms of controlling the clock. Justice Haynes, I think we know what we've got there if he's healthy, and he seems to be. I think he's going to be one of the best he's going to be one of the best running backs in college football. But Malachi Hosley, he's big, experienced, super good. You got a 1A and 1B there. But also, since Tech sort of knows what they have in those older guys, they've had some guys like Trey Maddox, a redshirt sophomore, J.P. Powell. I mean, I really think, in my limited experience being at practices, I think Tech's got at least 4 running backs that are ACC caliber, and they're gonna use them all, and they're gonna want to run the ball. They're gonna want to control the clock, and I could see them running the ball substantially more than they throw it. And if things go their way, and if the defense improves a little bit to sort of complement how they want to run on offense, I really think I think they're going to be a really tough out and maybe surprise some here this season.
So how would you assess the defense's performance last year? Obviously, there were moments and then there were disappointments. Overall, up or down on defense this season?
I'm super sketched right now to answer this. I think, obviously the stats, I think they were 69th in scoring defense, but I think the biggest thing for them is I think they ranked 108th in the country in turnover margin last year. So they've got to improve their pass defense. They've got to improve on the defensive line. I mean, it's been an issue with Georgia Tech for more than a decade probably in terms of just consistent defensive line, being able to hold up there. I think, obviously, they brought in Jason Seymour as defensive coordinator. I think one of the things they want to be able to do, offensively, they want to control the clock. They want to run the ball. They can't get into games where they have to outscore. I think that would be – I don't think that's a circumstance that's going to be advantageous. They don't want to be in shootouts. I do think, this defense has gotten they've got a few transfers, some Alabama kids, Noah Carter, edge rusher. Jalen Mbakwe is going to play cornerback. He was an athlete at Alabama that didn't quite get to settle into a position, but he is 100% cornerback and maybe punt returner here now. Those guys are going to have to show up. But I think this defense is going to play a little bit more aggressively, and I think they've got to get more turnovers because if Tech's in some games where you're seeing high scores, I don't think they're built for that on either side of the ball, and so that defense is going to have to step up.
They're going to be able to lean on this offensive line. I feel like it should be a good group, but obviously it's a new offense and a new piece or two. But is that going to be a group that you feel like can help take over games early?
Well, man, I think if Georgia Tech has poor offensive line play, that Brent Key, his head is going to explode. I think he's had – I'll give Brent Key the benefit of the doubt on offensive line. Obviously, they developed Keelan Rutledge, as their first-round pick last year, since 2010. I think there's some question marks on the offensive line. And, again, I'm still getting up to speed there. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. And I'll tell you one thing that has stood out to me, and I know you asked me about the offensive line, but the tight ends group here I think could be really good. They've got at least 4 tight ends that are going to play. They brought in 3 transfers, including Chris Corbo from Dartmouth. He's an NFL draft prospect. But they've got a 6'9" tight end, Kevin Roche Jr. I think he could have a really good breakout season. And so I could see a lot of 21 personnel. You're going to see multiple tight ends to maybe help out with the offensive line a little bit. But me getting up to speed here and who I've been talking to, I really give Brent Key the benefit of the doubt. I think he understands, obviously, his background, that offensive line and them wanting to run the ball, what they want to do, obviously breaking in a new quarterback. I think the offensive line, while I've still got some questions as they've been working through fall camp. They've been cross-training guys. They've been rotating guys in and out. They're not banged up, but it's been hard to get a read on it. But I tend to give them the benefit of the doubt, just given what Brent Key's done his first couple of years at Georgia Tech, and obviously his background as an offensive lineman.
It'd be hard to push back on any of that. The one thing I would be curious about, though, is what are the expectations this year? Last year, a lot of people looked at them in the preseason and said, all right, hey, you know what? Maybe this is the team that could upset the apple cart in the ACC, and it didn't materialize. So where are they at this year from an expectation standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of preseason hype. I think if you look at the ESPN College Football Index, it's a 6-6 season. That's sort of what's predicted. I think last year, though, them getting off to that 8-0 start sort of fulfilled what you had lined up there, that they were going to upset the apple cart a little bit, and then it completely fell apart. 4 of their last 5 games. Brent Key talks about that all the time. I think it's easy for a football coach to kind of take that "we didn't finish," and that sort of goes over to practices or singular games or seasons. So I think Brent Key loves this, that everybody thinks that they're going to go 6-6, that I think they were picked to finish 5th in the conference. But if you look at the schedule, they don't have to play Miami. They don't have to play SMU in the regular season. They get their first ACC game is at Stanford. I know you could make a case for the West Coast travel, but Stanford's not good. So I think there's some key games there they're going to have to win on the road, at Virginia Tech, at Pitt. I mean, those games are hard to call right now here in August, and those are the kind of games I think Georgia Tech's going to have to start winning if they want to be elevated in the ACC. So I think the schedule is favorable for them to take a step forward. And I got to give props to Georgia Tech and Tennessee for scheduling this week 2 game. I love SEC, ACC border games. I love watching Georgia or Clemson play in week 1 or 2. I'm glad we get Georgia Tech and Tennessee. I think that's going to be a great measuring stick game for Georgia Tech. And I think if they could win that game, you start thinking, oh, well, a trip to Blacksburg is not going to be, maybe that's a win. A trip to Pitt, that's a win. Those are the games they're going to have to win if they're going to beat expectations this year.
No doubt. Appreciate the time. Really good information on Georgia Tech, a team that's got some important games early in the season. Obviously, we're looking forward to Tennessee traveling to Atlanta. Fletcher, great stuff hopping on, giving us some insight on what you expect from the Yellow Jackets. We'll do it again soon.
All right. Thanks, guys.
There you go. Fletcher Page with the On3 Sports Network talking Georgia Tech. Some insight as to exactly what that's going to look like for the Yellow Jackets over in Atlanta. And you look at that early season schedule, GMAC, Colorado, right out of the gate on that Thursday night of week 1. Then you get Tennessee, Mercer at Stanford. But you got to get down to, they're at Virginia Tech, you're at Pitt, but that Louisville game, the first one that really sticks out. And then, of course, you're at Clemson after that, and then you're at Georgia to close the season. It's a nice runway after Tennessee to sort of get some things going. If they can find a way to pull that Tennessee game off, I could see Brent Key's group reeling off a lot of wins.
Well, that's the tricky part about the ACC, though. Like I feel like in the tier standpoint, I have pretty good sense. I don't know if you do or if you feel like you do. Like I feel like Miami's kind of in a league of their own, which is understandable. Followed closely by some combination of Clemson, I like Clemson, SMU, and Louisville. Like those 3 are kind of a slight cut above. And then after that, it's anybody's guess. And I would say Georgia Tech would be in that mix, right? They'd probably be one of those teams if they got hot, caught some teams at the wrong time. I kind of have them alongside I think Florida State's going to be better than people realize. I'm a little bit higher on Virginia Tech than I think some other people realize. I'm not as high on Virginia, so I think they come back a bit. I like NC State. So there's about 5 or 6 teams in that grouping where it's a little tricky for me to figure out exactly how they're all going to shake out. But is there any other teams that I'm missing in that grouping that you would have right now? It's kind of like the second, third tier.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. Not that I would add in. I think that would be about it. I think you'd have them covered. So ACC's got a chance to be interesting, though, because it does feel a little top-heavy with some teams that have a chance to maybe make a jump. We'll continue the conversation there and maybe get you a bad box score of the day next on Jocks. All right, welcome back in. McElroy and Kublik in the morning. Don't forget about our friends at Bill Smith, GMC's Dealer of the Year again, 6 years in a row, 9 times overall. Alabama's largest GMC dealer with Alabama's largest discounts. Best customer service, 75% of their sales come from repeat customers. And currently, GMAC, folks can expect to see deals like what?
Yeah, the deepest deals you'll find anyone else in the Southeast. That's why they sell more vehicles than anyone in the Southeast. You can get a GMC Sierra SLT that's over $15,000 off the sticker. You can get a Denali that's $16,000 off the sticker. You get a 2500 heavy duty Denali Ultimate, the nicest trim level, the most the best heavy duty vehicle you could buy. That's $12,000. It's the biggest discount ever. So the reason why 75% of their business is repeat customers is because you have a better experience when you shop with Bill Smith. Take the short drive up to Coleman. You'll be glad you did. You can also shop online, have delivered right to your driveway at BillSmithBuickGMC.com.
All right, appreciate Andy Burcham and Fletcher Page joining the show today. A lot of conversation about quarterbacks. We had another, Blaise Berlowitz, going to start for Vanderbilt, named today. Houston has signed former Arizona State safety Miles Rouser as well, so he'll be in camp with them. Dan Mullen saying that Alex Orji and Jackson Arnold will both play in their opener against Memphis. Duke has named San Jose State transfer Walker Egypt their starting quarterback against Tulane on September the 5th. He filed a waiver for a 6-year, got it, over 5,500 passing yards, 30 passing touchdowns in his career. So more starting quarterbacks being named. We'll keep you updated on all of them as we get more through the rest of the week. And we'll be back tomorrow to talk more college football and get just one day closer to week 0 and kickoff of the 2026 college football season. 3-man front is next. We're back tomorrow, 7 to 10 a.m.